Okay, welcome back to part 2 of this video. We're back to where we left off in the last video when we had the problem with it crashed. That doesn't happen very often. Probably won't happen again for a long time. Plus I know what happened, so I won't make the same mistake again. But anyway, where we left off in the last video is we're attempting to fly this spacecraft here. It's called the XR-1 up to a space station that's orbiting this planet Venus. Take a look outside here. There's Venus. We're coming around to the dark side of the planet here. The sun is getting ready to set behind us here. But yeah, so we're 1,000 kilometers up above the surface and another 6,500 kilometers above us out there in space. There's a huge space station orbiting Venus, and we're going to fly to that now. So let's jump back in the ship here. Basically what I finished doing, or what I've done here, is I set up a flight plan in the ship computer here, what you see right here, for getting us out to the space station. Okay, it's telling us that we need to fire the main engines in 700 seconds. Okay, we don't have to wait that long, though. I can warp time ahead, but I'm just letting you know what I'm doing here. And we're going to fire the main engines here, and that's going to put our spacecraft on a trajectory, a flight path directly to that space station that's 6,000 kilometers above us. So I'm going to go ahead and warp time a little bit here so we don't have to wait, and we'll get this burn done. Here's the time up here. You'll see a 10 will appear here. Then I'm warping time. That's 10 seconds for every second. Warping ahead. You can see this number is going down a lot faster now. The burn time. I'm going to warp a little bit faster. Okay. Now we're getting close to the burn time here. Just a minute and a half. A minute and a half and we'll be burning.
Rotation.
All I'm doing now is I'm positioning the vessel, pointing it in the right direction for this burn. The ship computer here is telling me to rotate and to position this green X in the center of this target right here. So that's what I'm doing. See, I'm rotating the vessel. Oh, a little bit too far. Got to get this green X in the center. We got less than a minute to burn time here. There we go. It's in the center. We got 40 seconds to burn time. We're ready to burn. Okay, 20 seconds. Speed up just a little bit. 7 seconds left. And here we go. And burning. It's a pretty long burn. Here's the number that represents our how long we have to burn. you can see that it's decreasing. When it gets to 0, the burn is finished. You see it's coming down pretty quick. Okay, I'm going to start backing off. Main engine burn. We're almost at 0. Okay,
Translation.
I use a little bit of translational thrust just to get this to as close to 0 as we can. Okay, that's close enough. Okay, the burn is complete, and we are on a trajectory to the space station in orbit around Venus here. Take a look outside real quick. Yeah, we're on the dark side of Venus now, so you can't see nothing. In the background there, what do we got there? We got Jupiter, Mars, and Mercury in the distance. So far away, they just look like stars. Jump back in here. Okay, the ship computer here is telling us that we will be at the station. Let's see, in approximately, probably about an hour and a half. Around an hour and a half, we'll be at that station. If we were to sit here in real time, it would take about an hour and a half. But of course, we will warp time, and we'll speed that up. So I'll set this timer just to see how long it takes us to get to the station. This number here, 1.846 kilometers. The ship computer is telling me here that this is how close we're going to get to the station. And I'm going to bring that number down a little bit by using some translational thrust. See if it nubbed that. There we go, it's coming down. What I'm doing is I'm firing translational thrust. See these on the ship there? I'm firing thrust in this direction. See those? You can see it firing right there. It's moving my spacecraft this direction. Bringing this closest approach to the station down. We got it down to 500 meters right now. Let's see if we can see how low we can get it. 200 meters. 30 meters. That looks like about 37 meters. That'll work. Okay, now, like I said, we got about an hour and a half or so till we get to the station. So I'll go and use some time warp to quicken things up a little bit here. Okay, I'm warping 10 times. Let's warp time. We'll go to 100. 100 times. Let me stop time warp here for a second. Just tell you, this graph right here, I'll explain it real briefly. This gray circle here represents Venus. This green line represents our flight path. This green line here represents our position. And we're moving along our flight path out to this blue circle, which is the flight path of the space station. This blue line points to the position of the space station, right here. And we're both, our vessel and the station are moving this way to the rendezvous point, which is right here. You see, as I warp time, you see them both moving. Okay, the rendezvous time is 22.61 here. The current time is up here, 22.5. Okay, we're actually getting close to the rendezvous here. I'm going to bring up another MFD is what these things are called. This is an MFD, that's what this is over here, an MFD on the ship computer. I'm going to bring up another MFD called Sync Orbit, just to take a look and to see. Okay, Sync Orbit is showing New Horizons Station, which is our target. And we're currently 1,700 kilometers away from the station. And the time to rendezvous, the time till we get there, is right here, 1,400 seconds, which is approximately, about 25 minutes or so. So not long at all until the rendezvous. This picture here in the ship computer is going to show information pertaining to the space station for us. That'll help us to navigate and to get to the station. It's not showing any info yet, but it will shortly when we get a little bit closer to the space station. Let me see if we can see the space station outside yet. I don't see anything yet. Hey, there's the Earth, right here. See that? You can see the moon by it too. That's what the Earth and the moon looks like if you're orbiting Venus. It just looks like a little star, so far away. Aha, there we have. And there's the space station that we're going to. It's still over 1,500 kilometers away. It's real far away still. But we'll be there shortly. It's so far away it just looks like a bright star. But there it is. New Horizons space station right there. There's a nice spectacular view of Venus behind us. Let's jump back in the ship here. Well, here's our distance to the station, 1,500 kilometers. Let's bring that down. I'll warp time. 10 times. Warp time right here. 10 times. I'm going to warp time 100 times now. Look at that distance coming down. 1,000 kilometers to the station. 900, 800, 700, 600. Okay, I gotta slow down. We don't want to overshoot it. Well, we'll fly right by it. 500 kilometers. Okay, now we're back to real time. We got 480 kilometers to go. And I just need to take a moment to think. Make sure we do this right. It's showing 430 seconds until the rendezvous. And we got our information here in the ship computer on this side. 460 kilometers to the station. Okay. And since we're going to be docking with this space station, I need to change our HUD display here. This is our HUD display, these green lines. Need to change it over to the docking HUD right here. And this shows information. It actually shows these green lines here actually show the position of the station right out there. And the distance to it, 400 kilometers, and dropping quickly. Now what we need to do now is this number here, 1.1 kilometers, this V, this shows our velocity difference with the station. This means we have 1.1 kilometers of speed difference between our vessel and the station. 1.1 kilometers per second of speed difference. And that means that when we get to the station, we will fly right past it unless we do a burn. Unless we do what's called a rendezvous burn. To slow or to get rid of this relative velocity, we'll just blow right by the station. We'll fly right by it at 1.1 kilometers per second of velocity difference. So we need to set up a rendezvous burn right now. That relative velocity difference that I just talked about seems to be coming down slightly, but not very well. Let's just go one off. Let's see here, just a second. Okay, I'm using the ship computer here to set up our burn, our rendezvous burn that will allow us to come to a stop next to the space station so we don't blow right by it. And the ship computer here is telling me that I need to burn the main engines full power when we get to approximately 25 kilometers right here distance from the station. I need to burn the main engines full power at that point. Right now we got 200 kilometers to the station. When this number gets down to about 26 kilometers, we're going to burn the full power of the main engines. And right now we need to orient the vessel and get it pointed in the right direction for this burn. That's what I'm doing right now. And this docking HUD, these green marks, are going to show me what direction to point the vessel in. I'm rotating around. You can see this shows us that we're rotating. Here we go, here we are. This is my target. I need to point the vessel directly on this vector right here. And it's actually showing me the velocity difference that we have to eliminate. Okay, 120 kilometers to the station. We'll be beginning the burn when this gets down to about 27 kilometers. Or 26. I can warp time a little bit here, that we can get closer faster. Warping time. See, it's really dropping now. Okay, real time now. When this gets to 26, we will burn. Burning. Take a look outside. There's the station coming up right now. So we want to get this number close to 0 right here, this CVEL number close to 0. Okay, 8 down to 864. This number represents the velocity difference between our vessel and the station. Now it's down to 1 meter per second is all.
Translation.
Okay, now it's down to 0.5. 0.2, 0.1, 0.08. So right, and there we have it. Now there's essentially no velocity difference between our vessel and the station here. That means we're sitting here right next to it. Let's take a look outside, and there it is. It's about a couple kilometers away from us. And as you can see, this thing is huge. The station, I mean, this is no ISS, like we have the International Space Station around Earth. You know, this thing here is almost 2 kilometers in diameter. I mean, it's just humongous. And you'll see that as we get closer to it. Now we have a nice view of Venus over here, off to our left. Yeah, pretty spectacular here. And here we are. We just made the rendezvous with New Horizons space station in Venus orbit. There it is. We're sitting right next to it right now. At this point, the rendezvous burn is complete, and we're ready to begin docking maneuvers. That's where we'll use short bursts of thrust to move our vessel closer to the station and to the docking port that we need to get to. So let's go ahead and start moving in closer to the station here. Let's see here. What we need to do is rotation the vessel. I'm rotating to the right now, as you can see. And we're going to get pointed directly at the station. Beginning docking maneuvers right now. And there we have it. The station's right out in front of us now. And now I'm going to make a slight change to our HUD, our heads-up display here. And there we go. What I just did is I basically told our ship computer to give us information about how to dock with the station. Over here, these little green squares show where we need to get our vessel to. We need to get our vessel over to here, and this line here points to our docking port on the station. So basically we'll simply fly right over here to this square right here, and then we'll be in line with the docking port.
Translation. Rotation.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to point the nose of my spacecraft at what's called the docking corridor right there, and we'll get over there.
Translation.
Okay, I'm burning right now, using translation thrust to start moving our vessel closer to the station. This plus right here that you see, it's called the velocity vector, and it indicates the actual direction that we're moving. So we're moving in this direction. And I'm trying to position that so it's so that we're moving towards this docking corridor here. There, I'm increasing our speed 2 meters per second. I'm going to go up to about 3 meters per second, and then warp time, so we'll get over there more quickly. Okay, and warping time. As you can see, we're closing in on the station now.
$3,000.
Get in there a little bit quicker here. Okay.
$2,000.
Okay, that beeping sound that we have, that's the radar on our ship. It's detecting the space station, and it sounded that beeping sound is just showing us that we're getting close proximity to the station here. I'm going to go ahead and turn that radar beep off. There we go.
Rotation. Translation.
Okay, basically, we're positioning our vessel here to get lined up here to dock to the station.
Rotation. Translation. Rotation.
Okay, here we come. getting in closer. Now these green lines, this is our heads-up display. I just wanted to point something out. If we go outside the ship, you don't see none of those green lines, so it's realistic. But there's a view of the station. I mean, this thing is just humongous. If I back up a little bit, you see how small our vessel is compared to this thing. I mean, it's just huge. It's pretty fun to maneuver around a large station like this and to dock to it. It's pretty cool. See if we can still see. Oh, there's Venus. Yeah, this is very cool. Let's jump back in our vessel here. I just did a quick save real quick. But okay, so what we do is we want to move our vessel and then fly through these squares in our heads-up display.
Translation. Translation. Rotation.
Okay, so we're getting lined up here in the docking corridor.
Translation.
Okay, we're closing in on the docking port here. You can see right here there's another vessel docked to the station. As we get closer, you'll be able to see it better.
Rotation. Translation.
Okay, we are lined up.
1000. Rotation.
Okay, so we got in the docking corridor now. Now we're flying through these squares to the docking port. Let's take a look outside. So you see we're in just about perfect line. The docking port is up here. It's like right here. There it is right there. We're flying to get docked right there.
$900. Translation.
Okay, now we need to use the ship computer to actually get docked. This is the docking MFD that shows us information that we need to get docked.
Rotation.
This graph here and these marks are showing me how I need to orient the vessel so that we're in line perfectly with the docking port.
Translation.
I'm getting this gray
800.
X right here, right in the center of the bullseye. Now I need to get this yellow plus right in the center of the bullseye also. And then we'll be in perfect line with the docking port. As you can see, I'm maneuvering the vessel to make that happen. We have 190 meters to the docking port right there. We're moving at 1.3 meters per second. All right, we're according to the ship computer here and this target, we're right on line to get docked. Everything's proceeding very well here. Take a look outside. There's the docking port right there. You can just see the station is humongous.
700.
We've got an awesome view of Venus over there to the right. There's that ship I was pointing to earlier, docked in the docking port over there. There's our docking port. We're right in line with it. Jump back in here. Okay, we're getting close here. We're getting close. Right now what I need to do is I need to open our nose cone. Right here. I put nose cone right here. Open. Then you can see our nose cone is opening right there. And that's where we're going to dock to the station. There's our docking port. And then there's the docking port on the station. We're going to connect right there. I need to keep a close eye on this information right here so that we stay lined up. Okay, we're lined up pretty good right now.
600.
We're lined up pretty good.
Information. APU running.
There's the docking port right in front of us. Closing in on it here. We're almost there. 6 meters to go.
Information. APU running. Translation.
Okay, 2 meters to go. We're about there. Just about there.
Contact.
There you see it. We just hooked on right there.
18 Houston, we show capture and hard dock.
And there we have it. We just had a successful docking here at the New Horizons space station. Back up a little bit, take a look. In orbit around Venus. Where's Venus at? Take another, there it is.
Information.
Yeah, look at
APU
that.
running.
Wow. Turn that APU off. But yeah, there we are. This station is just huge. Right now our altitude above Venus is around 7,500 kilometers. So we're pretty high up. Let's jump back in our ship here. And we only have one more thing to do here. Well, let's see. We need to turn on external
External O2. External cooling online.
Well, I need to transfer our crew members. Here's the names of our crew members. Ted Hunter, Jerry Brown. I showed you them before. I can go into a virtual cockpit right here. I can show you our crew members back here. There's one. And then there's one here. And then I'm sitting in the pilot seat here. Or the pilot crew member here. Let's go back to this view. And I have to transfer these guys to the station. I'm opening the outer door and the inner door. Okay, turn off the APU, take one last check, make sure before I get everybody out of the ship, I gotta make sure that there's nothing that needs to be done. Because once you get everybody out of the ship, you can't control the ship anymore. So I'll go ahead and turn the lights off. Here's that timer we set. It took about an hour and 46 minutes to get up here to the station from our starting position. Not too bad. Actually pretty good. Okay, ready to transfer the crew members into the station by pressing the EVA button here.
Crew member transferred successfully. Crew member transferred successfully. Crew member transferred successfully. Crew member transferred successfully.
Okay, nobody on board now. Means I can't control anything. They're all on the space station. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and switch over to the space station view. Actually, I'm going inside the space station here. And there we have it. This is the control view for the space station. And all our crew members are on board now. Right here, 7 crew members aboard. That's the 4 that we transferred aboard. There were already 3 on here. One last view of the station here that we just docked to, and with Venus in the background. You can see how big this thing is. Okay, that will complete this video. demonstration of an example of something you can do with a space flight simulation with this Orbiter 2010 flight simulator. It's a free download, by the way. Just do a search for Orbiter 2010. And okay, that's all. See you later.